Hello everybody and welcome. Today we will guide you to the discovery of Plair, the new selection software for Louvre heat exchangers.
For a start, we will now see how quick and easy it is to register to Plair. First of all, we shall navigate to plairconfigurator.louvregroup.com. Here, scrolling a little down, if we don't have already an account registered to Plair, we shall click on Register. Here we are asked really few data. I will use my test email and I will select the country, which in my case is Italy. Agree with the privacy policy and then just click here and you shall receive right away, as you can see, the email. Click on the email, Plair account activation, select a password, the one you like, and you're ready to go. You can now start directly, configure, calculate, and do your projects. When you register to Plair, you will start with a basic account. If you wish to upgrade your account and to get more functionalities, just contact us and we will help you to get the best out of Plair. You can see here in the top of the screen the button Contact Us. In my example, I will just ask to get the share functionality activated. If you have anything you want to report, you can also upload a file. Here in my example, I enclosed a PDF, but you can also have other images and the files specified here. Just click on Send, and we will take care of your request as soon as possible. Let's see now how to get started with Plair. The one that you see now is the home page, where we have three main buttons: New Project, Open Project, and Quick Calculation. Let's see what happens when we go to the Quick Calculation mode. Once clicked on Quick Calculation, we are directed to this page where we will select what kind of heat exchanger we want to configure. For this example, I will just go to the direct expansion air cooler. Here in the top of the page, you see that we have two different duty modes, design or rating. When we are into design mode, we are asked to fill the project conditions, required capacity and temperature, as well as mode, dual discharge, single discharge, product type, and the software will tell us which units suit our project. So in this example, I will take the standard conditions that are suggested, the default SC2, click on Calculate Result, and here you will see that I will get more units which can suit my request. You see, I have many different units which can be fine for my parameters. But what happens if we select the rating? I will quickly go back to the rating. When we are into rating, we are asking to the software how a specific unit does perform into the selected conditions. So if I take one of these ones as an example and put any input data, for example, I will put 2 as air on temperature. You see the temperature difference is now 10. The software will tell me how this specific unit performs into the selected conditions. So this is very quick and brief calculation. I can now load technical specification and drawing. So let's see now what is the difference when we are opening a new project. You're requested to create a project title. Project title is important because once you are into the open project section, you can search for the projects you have done just by searching the name. So for this case, I will write Madrid fruit store. So select a name that will pop up into your head when you're searching for this specific project. And now we are directed to the same page we have seen before into the quick calculation. The difference is that with the project, I can collect more items into the same project. So it will be like a folder for my selections. Here you see that I have the same things that I had in the quick calculation. Just when I finish, you will see that I have the chance of create a new item for the project, save item to another project, a different one from the one that I have selected with the Madrid fruit store. I can clear this item, duplicate it, share it. So that is the main difference. That I can also add the note that once you have the quick calculation, you will just be directed here. When you create a new project, you will create like a folder for your selections. Let's have a quick calculation here. I will put a dual discharge article for my example, 35 kilowatts. I'm fine with the best choice, the default one. Save and finish. And I will find this unit into my project. You want to save the unit? Yes. Okay, so now if I go back to the home page, click on Open Project, I will find my nice article dual discharge here. Now we will go through a demo selection of an air cooler, a direct expansion air cooler. Let's just click on Quick Calculation. And here we can select on the left part of the screen, Indoor Units, Direct Expansion Air Cooler. Once I click on Direct Expansion Air Cooler, we are directed to the thermal configuration of the unit. And here we have several parameters. Let's go briefly through them. I will type 50 kilowatt as an example of required capacity. I will leave for the first selection R404 as fluid. We have the conditions, air on temperature, evaporating temperature, and those are just fine. Those are standard conditions, well known, relative humidity. And then in the second column, we can decide if we want a dual discharge unit or a single discharge unit. If you just click on the info box, you will see what is this type of cooler: blow through, draw through, single discharge, and dual discharge. And here on product type, we can see all our product ranges of direct expansion of coolers, of course. We can see the articles, which are the first top. If you click again here, you can see the product images. These are for the articles. And then we have the opticals in the bottom part of the column. So for a first trial, we will select a draw-through article, single discharge. On the third column, we have the coil input. We can decide if we want copper or stainless steel tubes. I will go for copper tubes. Thin material, we can choose either the standard aluminum or seawater resistant and epoxy coating if we have particular installation environments. Thin spacing, we have the whole range. I will go for a 4 millimeters. Okay. Connection side, I don't care for now. And in the fourth column, we have the fan type. We can choose electronic fans or traditional AC fans. I will go for the electronic fans. And for the article range, we also have the chance of selecting an external static pressure. I don't need this for this simulation, but if I would need it, I can easily select it here. And last on the bottom, fifth column is the limits range. If you have some space limitation, it is nice to already filter units right from the start. So now let's calculate the results of these inputs. A nice feature we have in Plair is that once we are selecting direct expansion carbon dioxide air coolers, we can also decide the design pressure that we like to have on the cooler. So if I type here on fluid R744, you can now see that this design pressure field is just like the other ones before it was locked. So if I click here, I can select the design pressure that I desire. So in this example, I will go for 60. And for the optical CC coolers, we also have 80 bars. So if I click here on optical CC, I will find also the 80 bars. Okay, so now we go for a quick selection of a brine air cooler. You can see some differences here that we will go through together. In the fluids library, we have ethylene glycol, ethanol, frisium, propylene glycol, and water. In my case, I will go for ethylene glycol. Fluid concentration percentage, I will go for 35. Required capacity, 50 kilowatts. And again, air temperature, relative humidity, fluid inlet temperature. A difference with the direct expansion ones is that I have also the fluid outlet temperature and the fluid flow rate. So I can change one of these two, and the other one will follow. So we go for a blow-through air cooler, article ISP, single discharge, design pressure that can't be changed for brine air coolers, it's 10 bars. Tube material, this time I will go for stainless steel. Thin material, aluminum is fine, thin spacing, 7 millimeters. Fan type, AC. Power supply, I will go for 400 volts, 3-phase, 50 hertz. No external static pressure. I don't have tight limits in dimensions, so I won't write there anything and go to calculate results. So if we go through the calculation results, here again, we decide to sort the results. In this case, I will choose to sort by price. If I scroll all to the left, I will find the cheapest unit. And in this case, it will be the best choice. I am fine with 4 fan units and with this choice. So I will just scroll down, download technical specification, and that's it. A note here is that I can see that some units have this red triangle. In my unit, I have thumb up, so everything's fine. We'll now go through the selection of a pumped air cooler. Here you can see that we have again the fluid library And this time we decide to go for an ammonia air cooler. Capacity required 46 kilowatts, air on temperature -25, and evaporating temperature -32. Relative humidity is fine. Single discharge, draw through unit. In Plair, you can either decide to select pump bottom air coolers or pump top air coolers. And in this case, we go for a pump bottom. The circulation ratio, we go for a typical 3.5. Design pressure can't be changed to material with ammonia or with stainless steel. Fin spacing, as we have a pretty low temperature, we go for 12 millimeters, which is the highest fin spacing you can get in the Article range. Fan type AC, power supply 400 volts, 3-phase, 50 Hertz. Let's see the results. Very good. Here we can see a good situation for us. If I sort the units by price, I can see a good one with a rather good price. That's this unit, very small difference, positive margin, which is fine for me as I have digited 46, which has a rather precise required capacity. So I need a positive margin in this case. And 2 fan unit is okay with me. So I click on view and there we go. Now we go for a demo selection of an air-cooled condenser. From the home page of Plair, we click on Quick Selection, and here we go to the outdoor units and select condenser. For this example, we will select a flat condenser, a blue dual row condenser. My application is a supermarket in downtown. So for this application, we pretty often have strict sound limits. And in my case, it's 49 decibels. About the conditions, it will be 30 air on temperature and 45 condensing temperature. Superheating 25 Kelvin is okay. I will select electronic fans. And let's see what Plair gives us as a result. An interesting feature we can have for this case is that we can change the order that Plair shows us the parameter of the results. For this case, where I have strict limits on sound pressure, I shall go here on settings and I will change the order of the visible fields. Let's go to sound pressure and take it to the top. This way, I will be able to see capacity, value of the unit, and sound pressure pretty easily, and I can compare units in a nice and easy way. So click on Save, and you will see that the results are changing now. Sound pressure is here on top. So I like this unit in particular, where I can see that I have some margin on capacity, and the sound pressure is a bit too high. In this case, we can refine our choice clicking on rating. I shall click first on view to select this unit that I like, and then just click on rating. If you click on rating, you can change some parameters. And in Plair, when you are selecting a condenser with electronic fans, you can change the fan speed. You see here we have 99.3%, And let's say we want to drop it down to 95 to see if we can achieve the 49 decibels that we have in the limit, and if we still comply with the required capacity. Let's see if we are lucky. Okay, capacity is still complying the requirement I have of 250 kilowatts, and I can see that this time the sound pressure has dropped to 49. This is fine with me. I'm happy with this unit. And here, as usual, I can download drawing and datasheet. Let's go now for a demo selection of a liquid cooler. From the home page of Plair, click on Quick Calculation. Here, as usual, on the right side of the screen, we have the outdoor units and the liquid coolers are there. Here, I will select my project with ethylene glycol. Fluid concentration 35%, required capacity is 880 kilowatts, air on temperature 35 degrees, fluid inlet temperature will be 45, and the outlet will be 40 degrees. You can see that the fluid flow rate is calculated from Plair. In the second column, we have the execution mode. For liquid coolers, we have both blow-through units and draw-through. The blow-through units that we have in Plair are the Alpha Blue Reverse, a dry cooler for high water temperature application. For my case, I will go for a V-shaped unit because I have a rather high capacity requirement and a small footprint. Here in the coil input, I would have the chance of selecting large or standard tubes. Larger tubes are often useful when we have big water flows, which might be our case. But let's see what happens, because when we have best choice, Plair will suggest us what better suits the application. Fan type, electronic fans, noise level. As I don't have particular requirements for this case, I will go for turbo fans, because with higher fan speeds, I can have a smaller unit. Calculate result. Here are our calculation results. As expected, I can see that the large tube units are the ones that Plair suggests. I can recognize them with the 6 here. VDD6 is the large tube unit. The best choice in this case is pretty below my need, so I will go for the second one because I have selected 180, and for a rather small difference, I can get a unit that is closer to my required capacity. So this one in dark gray will be my case. Below, as usual, we can download technical specification, view drawing, and that's it. A nice feature we have in Plair is the possibility to share projects and items with your colleagues or with your customers. To share projects, just go to Open Project. Of course, this functionality, as I showed before, is not included in the basic account. You shall contact us and tell us that you want to activate it if you want to have it. But once I click on Open Project, if I just go here on the 3 dots, I have the possibility to share the project. I will share the project with my colleague Julia, and you can see here really that happens instantly. And even I can share directly an item with her. And to do that, I just go into an item, click on Share Item. You can see here in the left menu, and I can also share directly the item with her. That's really quick and immediate. And now we will go to Julia's screen to see what she has in her email and Plair account.
A new email has arrived in my inbox from Plair. My colleague Alessandro wants to share with me a Plair project. Let's go to see the details clicking on Open in Configurator button. Select the item and open it. I can go through the thermal configuration details, check the mechanical configurations, or calculate the results. Here, highlighted in gray color, the solution selected by Alessandro. I can see all the details and download the technical specification or view the drawings. At any time from the Plair homepage, I can see the project shared with me. Click on the logo, on the Plair logo on the top left corner to come back to the Plair homepage. Click on Open Project, and here you can see your project and the shared ones. Click on Project Share with Me. We can either work together on the shared project and my colleague will see what I do, or I can create my own copy importing the project. Just click on the three dots, Import Share Projects, import completed. Come back to my project, and here you are, my copy.